Time to check out the story of the final round of the Emirates Australian Open Championship for 2014. What a fabulous day it turned out to be for Adam Scott. It was looking as though it had the makings of a very promising day early on in beautiful conditions. Wind was up though, so it was going to be difficult. Not that that would have bothered the Queenslander. Tough conditions would have been just what he was after. And this tee shot at the second set up a birdie and took him to -5 early on. Was that the start of a charge? Jordan Spieth of the United States of America, the 21-year-old, had the answers though. This is second shot at 340-metre par 4. And that would turn out to be the story of the day for the American, dancing the ball around the hole most of the day. Rod Pampling, the 45-year-old from Queensland, had a very good day as well. Didn't start out in the best fashion when he made bogey at the first, bogey at the second, but he was able to shrug it off. That his third shot at the par 5 fifth, and that set up a birdie for him. It wasn't going to be the week for Rory McIlroy, the world #1, and he just couldn't get a red figure on the card. He had so many chances. This was a birdie at 9, and this was the first for the day, but it needed to happen a lot earlier than that for the Northern Irishman. Jordan Spieth, putter was running hot. This at the 5th, knocking it in for birdie. His second of the day. He moved then to the par 4 6th of 378 metres. And have a look at this. We talked about his iron play and how deadly it was. And this was just another example of it. Setting up a birdie there at 6. And he would go on to make another one at 7. Brett Rumford was in the mix as well, playing with Jordan Spieth, trying to lay the gauntlet down to him. And this approach at 7 did the trick. And even though Spieth was about 15 feet away, he was able to answer with a birdie of his own. Anything you could do, Spieth could do better. Adam Scott's at the 8th hole. He's made a second shot in here, which was probably just about the best we saw all day. Capped it off with a birdie, so at this stage the dream was still alive, but only just. Greg Chalmers needed birdie putts to fall on the back 9. He'd scrambled for a lot of the last couple of days. This one at 13 went in, so he was still in the mix, only just. And it was a great week for Jake Higginbottom, the 21-year-old Australian. This is his third shot at the 14th, chipping for eagle here at 14 to look for a place at the Open Championship in Scotland next year, and he came oh so close to making the eagle, made the birdie. He would finish in 6th spot. Brett Rumford with his third at 14. By this stage, I think most of the chasers had probably convinced themselves that Jordan Spieth was getting out of reach, and if there was any doubt about it, it was removed with this putt from the world #14, about to become the world #11. This for a birdie at 15. This turned the key in the lock. And that was it. And after that, it was just a matter of finding out who was going to finish second. And the answer was with this man, Rod Pampling. And part of the reason he did is because of this birdie at 17. He was also able to make birdie at the last, and that took him to outright second. But then Jordan Spieth, just to put an exclamation point on it, made a birdie of his own at 17. And he had a 6-shot cushion coming up the last. And then at the final hole, he administered the last rites and carded one of the great rounds, one of the great closing rounds in Australian Open history. 63 to close, and Jordan Spieth joins the great players in the game who have their names on the Stonehaven Cup. The likes of Gary Player and Jack Nicklaus and Greg Norman and Peter Thompson, just to name a few. Kissing that famous trophy, Jordan Spieth wins, and wins convincingly. His final margin of victory, 6 shots over Rod Pampling. Brett Rumford of Australia in 3rd, Greg Chalmers of Australia in 4th, Adam Scott in 5th place, 9 shots behind the lead, and Jake Higginbottom in 6th place at 3 under. A worthy champion, the 21-year-old from Texas, Jordan Spieth, wins the Emirates Australian Open.